All right, folks, good morning. Let's get started here. So for today, Tuesday, February the 11th, we have the following information. At 10 a.m. Eastern, Fed Chairman Powell will be testifying, um, due to testify about semi-annual monetary policy report before the Senate Banking Committee. Also at 8:50 a.m., I forgot to mention this, FOMC member Hammock speaks. That's not expected to have any significant impact, so that's already happening as we speak. At some point today, President Trump will be speaking about his latest executive orders, and we don't have a time for that, so we'll just have to, well, we will probably just find out when it happens, so we'll have to kind of try to keep an eye out for that. And at 3:30 p.m., we have FOMC member Bauman speaking, and then FOMC member Williams speaking, and then that will be that. All right, so with that being said, uh, let's take a look at the QQQ ETF. All right, so the QQQ ETF looks like it's going to open sharply lower. We're moving down clearly, and we gapped lower from yesterday's close. Yesterday's action was just slightly bullish. We went up a little bit, then went flat. So there we go. I'm guessing there's some anticipation of executive orders built into this, I'm sure. So I'm guessing that's got to be part of it, but also upcoming comments from Powell. There probably are some expectations for that as well built into this. So today should be pretty volatile, and it will be sort of difficult to pick direction out of today's action, but we'll see what we get. As far as stocks yesterday, we found two, and only one of them was able to walk away. We were able to walk away with the profit. The other, we broke even. So first off, we have Nvidia. Now, Nvidia was bullish, but we weren't able to catch it quickly enough for the first part of its move. I did see an opportunity on early on to get it, and I'll show you on the chart really quickly here. Earlier in the session, I did see Nvidia where it did this pullback and resumption here. I was concerned at the time that there was a little too much volatility in the market, so we might get a sharp pullback. But turned out that that didn't happen at all. It just went perfectly. So we did catch the second part of that, which was we got in on the next pullback. There was a lot of potential room up there, but ultimately the stock got stuck under some resistance throughout the rest of the day, and then which was at 135, and then eventually that was it for a day for INTC. However, I mean for Nvidia. For INTC, we were able to exploit that. So that one worked out. We were able to grab that on its way to what we call target number two, T2, and take a solid profit on that. It was approaching some resistance at 20, so that did affect our exit, but otherwise everything worked out just fine. Okay, so having said that, let's take a look at what's moving in the pre-market. Okay, took a second for my list to load up, but here we go. So first up is AIFF, and that currently is up 39% plus on about 14.7 million shares, trading at least $1 per share. Clearly very volatile, very choppy, not looking like it'll be something that will be readily tradable, but there it is. All right, next up is FLNC. That is currently down About 42% on 3.6 million shares is at least $1 per share. So we can go ahead and add that FLNC to the pre-market watch list. Next up is um, LIPO. That's presently up about 49% on 21 million shares plus, trading at least $1 per share. So we will go ahead and add that LIPO to the pre-market list. Next up is not PLTR. I thought that might be one, but I don't think so. Let me double check. No. SMCI looks active. I don't think it qualifies, but sorry, SMCI. Yeah, it's down 5%. Down quite a bit, but it doesn't qualify for a list. But worth noting, it's one of the stocks we follow anyway, so if it's moving at the open, we'll see it. All right, next up is TF Financial Corporation, symbol THRD, and that is currently down 27% on 3.6 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. Premarket Bio cuts workforce in half amid broader evaluation of THB 335. So this has to do with a phase 1 clinical trial, looks like. So we'll add that to our list, THRD. Next up is TRNR, which is presently up 6.54% on about 1.3 million shares. It's trading at least $1 per share as well. So that will be added to our pre-market watch list. And then finally, I see VSAT, which is currently down nearly 20% on 1.2 million shares roughly. It's at least $1 per share still. VSAT is the symbol, and that's down due to, I guess, it looks like earnings. No, that happened too long ago. Let's see. Don't see the exact explanation of the move down here, but we'll find out, I guess, later. Let's see. Yeah, this one I don't have the news brief for that, but clearly something happened in the pre-market. It was a very sharp drop, so we'll find out later, I guess. All right, if you folks see any other stocks that meet all 4 of our criteria, let me know in the chat. All right, so we have these. Okay, and the criteria are must be a NASDAQ listed stock that's trading at least $1 per share in the present pre-market. Also in the present pre-market, must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume and at least a 6% price change, which can be a positive 6% or negative 6%. Either one works. So if you see any other stocks that meet all 4 criteria, let me know in the chat. INN is closed, or IINN, sorry. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's at, I'm still under $1. Yeah, so that doesn't qualify at the moment. Anyway, if it happens to break out, we could take a look at that. But it looks like that one's going to be stuck at or below $1, so we'll just put that as a possibility. All right. All right. So again, folks, if you see any other stocks meeting all 4 of our criteria, let me know in the chat. We'll take a look. While we're at it, please be sure to hit the like button, guys. I see we have 8 likes, but more than 8 people watching. Really helps us with the YouTube algorithm, so please be sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel so you get notifications when we produce a new video. And if anyone's watching this video, by the way, on a replay, if you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com, our website. There will be a link in the description to this video. All right, so we'll wrap up for today's pre-market pulse. Again, please be sure to like the video. Other than that, folks, have a great trading session. We'll see you for tomorrow's pre-market pulse. Take care.